As most of you are aware of, I made the grave mistake of marrying a professional international criminal con artist, and I wanted to share with you guys the lessons I have learned.
A lot of people want to be in interracial relationships, and that is no different from women, especially Black women. Depending on where they've grown up and where they went to school, they may find a lot more value dealing with men outside of their own ethnicity, especially in their own particular tribes. And this is the key with this lady by the name of Onyeka. Now, Onyeka Ihi is a Nigerian American lady who fell in love with this particular Danish guy by the name of Martin Sandgaard Anderson. And, well,
she was scammed out of over $500,000 by her soulmate, and she shared this story on TikTok, calling it the Danish deception. It all started in 2022 when Onyeka Ehi met this tall, charming, I have royal ties Danish guy at a beach club in Croatia. Instant chemistry. He flew her to Monaco, paid for luxury hotels, took her to Saint-Tropez. The whole fairy tale. She fell hard, told him she loved him, he said it back, and then that's when things got dark because suddenly his millions were tied up, the IRS froze his accounts, and he just needed a small loan. $6,000 turned into tens of thousands while they were planning a life together, even marriage and a green card. But when she visited his family in Denmark, nothing matched his stories. Then she learned he had a massive gambling addiction and had already borrowed $200,000 from her friend's husband, then money from her friends, even $3,000 from her little sister. Every loan came with a new lie, and when he couldn't lie anymore, he simply asked for a divorce and disappeared. Only after he left did she realize the full scale of the cheating, gambling, manipulation, and the $300,000 hole he left behind. She didn't post his name or picture, but the internet did what the internet does, and they found him.
Now this guy scammed her, as you've heard, for over $500,000, and also people in her family. He claimed to be a real estate mogul, an Olympic medalist, and a relative of the Danish royal family. And this man has been doing this with a lot of women. And of course, she is now out here telling everybody about it.
Hey guys, so I wanted to provide some clarity on my most recent post. So this account that I'm currently posting on right now actually used to be a couples account that I had with my ex, and we would do fun videos. We are no longer together. We haven't been together for the past month. Whatever crazy thing you guys could imagine that happened, just know it is worse.
So the channel that she had was basically a couples channel. This is interesting because she was excited to have this man. She was excited that, you know, she found the love of her life, and she wanted everybody to know about it. The whole time she was, well, and now she has motives.
Wanted to touch on the reasons why I decided to share my story. Obviously, I did touch on this in the introduction disclaimer video. The first reason being love is a powerful drug. Y'all, I watched Tinder Swindler and I watched the Mary series, and I never thought I would fall victim to something like this. And now that it's happened, I'm deciding to work through it in therapy, give myself grace, give myself compassion. If you also fell victim to something like this, which let me tell you guys, I've already received thousands of messages of other victims. You are not alone, and do not let that shame eat you alive.
So if you go to her TikTok, you'll see that she's really adamant about helping herself overcome this self-trauma, not being ashamed, you know, bringing this to light. So firstly, she's saying she's doing this largely for her own self and her own self-worth. But then,
Number two, I want to protect other people. Y'all, this man was a professional, international criminal con artist, and he will not stop. So I do not want to be complicit in him continuing to hurt other people. And obviously I know that I'm gonna fall under scrutiny, and that's okay, I really don't care, but I'm just happy that I can do my part to protect other people.
now she does not want to be complicit by allowing this man to do this to other people. This is what she's also saying. She doesn't want this to happen to somebody else. All right. And again, if you listen at this lady, I don't want to be judgmental, but she is not using what I would consider AAVE or what somebody else would consider AAVE, African American Vernacular English. So this leads me to believe that she has a neutral accent. She's from the Texas area. So it leads me to believe that this lady if I were to close my eyes and listen to her articulate herself, I would assume that she was white. So this means that she probably came from a very well-to-do family. I mean, she's been going places like Croatia, probably descends from successful Nigerian Americans. Again, if you have $500,000 before the age of 31, you're doing very well, okay? So being closer to whiteness is probably how she's grown up. She's probably grown up going to school with a lot of whites, identifying with whites, and has no problem, obviously, with interracial marriages. And what this is, from the outside looking in, we can say this lady is a swirler, but I'm gonna just give context to it because it's easy to say, okay, here you have another black chick or African chick out here selling out for the white man. This obviously is how she's grown up. It's how she's grown up. And if your kids grew up in an affluent neighborhood or an affluent situation, this is how they're gonna identify, like that, all right? So now what has happened is she's been scammed. She's telling everybody about the fact that she's been scammed, and people are bringing up the elephant in the room.
A lot of y'all are making this into a race thing, which does not make any sense to me because a lot of black men and black women scam all the time. I just watched a documentary on Netflix where a woman got scammed out of $2 million, and guess what? Her husband was black. And this might not be your intention, but when you're blaming race, you're actually minimizing the fraud and the actual damage that was caused by the scam. So we're on the topic of race. I'm not gonna lie, guys, the most hateful messages I've been seeing are coming from black women, and that's actually really surprising to me because I thought we were here to protect each other and lift each other's voices. So what's going on? I'm not gonna fight hate with hate, so I'm just gonna end this video saying let's all do better, let's practice empathy, let's practice love, and if you're a victim out there, just know that your voice deserves to be heard.
So the race thing is something that is the elephant in the room in my honest opinion, because she's saying, listen, you guys are making it about race, and no, it's not about race. Anybody can get scammed. But the reality is, in my honest estimation, the fact that you were in Croatia, it's not like you met this man in Nigeria. Okay. I can tell you, I lived in Poland, and the only reason why I was there in Poland because I was in medical school. I never once thought about going to Croatia. So the fact that you felt comfortable going to Croatia leads me to believe that you're very comfortable in Europe, and you're very comfortable meeting a man from Europe. That's what it makes me believe. And also, you're the kind of lady, because of the way that she speaks. This is a lady who probably doesn't have very, very many black friends, not many black American friends. Again, her world is a lot different. She's probably very smart, very talented. And so the fact that this man is white, it helped him a lot, because when you talk like her in the black community, we're going to be honest, even if you come back out into the black sector where the African-American way of doing things is still going to be dominant, because, you're one of those black chicks that sound white. It's going to be hard for her to be accepted by blacks. It just is. Not trying to say that she hasn't dated black men, but she's a thin lady. She's very beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But, dealing with a lot of the brothers, in a very competitive city like Dallas, I'm not saying that she's not attracted to black men or they don't like her, but she would face, for a lot of the brothers, an uphill battle. She's competing against a lot of different women. And then she probably doesn't have so much in common with, people, or, she's a Nigerian American, sounds not white. She sounds white, to be honest. Now, this could be how she talks just in front of TikTok, but I honestly feel that her code switch game is not strong. You trusted this white guy because this is what you want. And you wanted this. You wanted the world to know that you landed a white man. And this is what you've always dreamed for. That's why people are plugging in or inserting this racial component, because the racial component indeed is true. It's the truth. And you don't want to admit that, but a lot of black people trust white people. And if this person was black, you would have figured this out all the way, because when we're dealing with each other, we're always on high alert. That's black people in America, blacks in Africa, anywhere. We are very trusting of whites, and we give them more credit than what they deserve. So we got to put this out there. And this is one of the reasons why he understood you were an easy target, because you were black. That's why. Oh, you're black? Oh, you're rich? You're successful? Okay, whoa. Let me get this money. And you were able to give it to him because how it made you feel. Because you felt that he was better than you. Okay? And it doesn't matter. If you're black in America, even if you're educated, even if you're doing well, the pressure to fit into the white world and white acceptance is strong. And for so many black women, getting that white man is a trophy in itself. And so now that it didn't work out, you're trying to talk about it with a non-racial component, but that component is obviously there, and it's hard to miss, honey. It's hard to miss. You created your TikTok into a couples channel because you wanted to show the world. I got Zaddy. He loves me. And you girls don't have it. We're doing funny dances on TikTok. Oh, you guys look so adorable. How can I get a white man like him? Okay, now you got scammed because you were out there looking for color and you were not looking for substance. If the person was black, you would identify this right away. Clearly you would identify it. And you don't want to deal with it because it hurts. So let's deal with what the truth actually is. And let's just be honest. So guys, we think it's your boy Oshay Jackson. Back at it again. Another episode of Celebrity Drunk. Producer for all you do, the bell. We're out.